Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is about this Lego room and of course my life. And this is a series where something will always go wrong, and it already has before I even hit record. Now I turn the drawstring light on, it pings up over the top of the shadow box and it is smashed and hit the top up here where all of the minifigures should be with the stand. I have just done a minifigure pickup and I found 3 of the 4 and I can't find the stand yet. 3 of them ended up over here, and I think the stand and Batman went behind the shadow box and behind these Kallaxes. Now luckily today is all about Batman anyway, because we are going to carry on and attempt to actually make a mini modular display underneath for like a Gotham type feel. So we've done the bit across the top, so that is there or thereabouts done. We just need to add some of the minifigures. Obviously I need to find Batman because that's going to be really annoying. I need to get the stand back up because they did live up in the corner. We've put that up, we painted everything red's gone behind it. Moving on to this, in the last upload we put the base plates down for here. That blue bit is waiting for that to be built because I've only just picked that up, and then we can have that all raised up and we can have these 2 sets nice and high. Then we have done a new display in the upload before that, which is all of this. So the Rivendell, Winnie the Pooh, we have got the Snow White, we've added in all the little bits and pieces. There's no dioramas in place, it's just the buildings. The water's gone down, so we're going to make like a Rivendell Rapids ride because this whole place is basically a theme park. Up at the top, so we spin you round, this is where it's going to change a little bit, because if the new idea works, it does mean we need to relocate the restaurant. Now that is easier said than done, because if the restaurant comes off, I don't think it will fit in there. It might, depending on the amount of modulars that we've got. If it doesn't, well, it'll be interesting. But for now, I think that'll just be dumped in there and then we can work that out. But we have done all of this. So the loop coaster, backwards, that's all in place. You can see the nice carousel behind it. You've got the Avengers Tower. And then as we come through and down, we've been doing all these little bits and pieces. And then we've just recently picked up the burrows, which might be relocated sooner rather than later. From the D&D set over, that is the next bit for a different upload to have a little bit of fun with. So we're luckily starting to make progress, not process. And then we were in the process of sorting this out in the last upload as well, until we had a very, very spontaneous trip to the Lego store to pick up a load of white. So we picked up a load of white and a load of blue, and we have a roof that is half and half. Now this half and half roof hasn't been changed yet because the video where I asked you guys and girls what you think of the half and half hasn't actually gone live yet. So I have a plan of, do I do a patterned snowdrop roof, or do we go full white on both sides and just add it in to the display? If you missed the last upload, let me know in the comment section on this video if that will work. But we have a ton of stuff to do in this one, which is obviously working on this side of the room, working on this L. Now, it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's going to work fantastically well, and it's going to be brilliant. Or I'm going to fall down the loft ladders, because that's what I actually have to stand on hands-free while moving all the modulars and base plates, which is a lot easier said than done. So, with that being said, let's get to it. So the problem we have, now it's not really a problem, it's a nice problem to have. It's basically the best way of layering these off. Now, we did this side and I just threw it in, just thought, I wonder what we can do with it, yada, yada, yada. I said that it looks fantastic in person, but it's not camera friendly, which when I do all the video vlogs, it's nice for you guys and girls to have a look at it because you're just looking at stuff. This side's not too much of a problem. That side is. So the plan of attack, if we can make it work, is trying to have 4 corner units at the front. So you see the fascia of every single one of them. So I have got the garage, I've got the bank, and I have got the cinema. Now the cinema, this doesn't fit underneath, which means we'll have to make up a diorama of the roof going back on for it to go in. That will be absolutely fine. The issue of a Kallax unit, so this is me not joking around, the issue with the Kallax unit is, from a Lego point of view, it's a base plate and a half deep. Now, everybody knows that if you've been collecting modulars forever, we have 4 half base plates. That one, that one, that one, and the pet shop, which is actually in there. So I've already put the pet shop all the way down, and it's hidden beside the police station. So you can get a base plate and a half in length. Now, obviously, what I could do if I wanted to, side on, is put the Natural History Museum. So that is completely complete. And then we have got that up at the top. But that works, I think, very, very well up on this side. Now, this was actually just supposed to be a bit of a test for almost like a Main Street USA, because I wanted to chop and change things around. We had some of the tree stuff up at the top. The Rivendell is all separate, and obviously, like I said, I've merged all this together, and now we're making a nice land, because this is a theme park display. So I travel around the world going to different theme parks, do all the different Legoland parks. That's the stuff that you'll find on this channel, and the Global Life Travels channel as well. So I have 2 channels up and running. This will be basically a rapids. So we are somehow going to try and create a rapids within this. I have got the Monkey Kid waterfall up at the top. That, visually, it's fine. That, when it was up there with the castle, we had the Disney bit and the other bits and pieces. It looked nice, but didn't do anything. So now we actually have like a main street that you would walk up. So that side works fine. The restaurant does look a little bit sorry for itself because, well, you can see it's just a big gap. And I did have a half a base plate beside it because that was another problem. It's a base plate and a half in length. So, plan of attack, like I said, for today is to rearrange this. Now, obviously, you're probably thinking you can have them facing forward. I can have 2 base plates side by side facing forward with a road going in front. That's fine. That gives me 4 base plates. This way, it gives me 3. Because you've got a base plate, half, half, so I get 6 in. I'm greedy, and I want 2 lots with a 4 in. Now, to get 2 lots with a 4 in, I am going to have to pull this unit forward, which is a right royal pain in the backside because of this table. Now, I think this table's just been knocked. That's why it went in that way, because I have a gap here. Now, as long as this gap is bigger than the gap that's on the floor, I don't have to move the rest of these tables, which would be fantastic. Let's hope that is the case. This all gets brought forward, which will then leave as an overhang at the back. Now, with the overhang at the back, I can just put a bit of wood down. I've got an extra bit of shelving. There's stuff that we can do for the overhang at the back, and we'll be fine. Now, that might create another problem for the vehicles. Now, I have just thrown a brand new to me, and I've only just built it, this beautiful looking thing. So keep your eyes peeled for the review on that, because I think I will be doing a review on that after this. I filmed this video, but the review will probably go live beforehand. There's 6 bags, I think, of just detail on that thing. It's just nuts, and it's probably got the best looking minifigure I've ever seen with the Joker as well. I think that Joker has one of the best prints after seeing the actual outfit in person. So I've seen the Screen 1 stuff from the tour, the DC tour that I did over in LA. Madness. So yes, I want to try and get 4 base plates down. Now, to try and do that, like I said, we've got a bit of a gap at the back where the brickwork is. So that's why, if you've noticed, the shadow box has a shadow because it's quite far away from the wall. That's why that fell down. Now, I'm just hoping we might be able to get a couple more studs. We don't need money. We're not far off. We need 16 studs. And if I can do that, we can then just spin it all around. And then we can make it look neat, tidy, pretty, and all of that kind of thing that you guys and girls like to say. So I am actually going to put you out the way because I do not want to break you. And the first thing I'm going to try and do is, well, we're going to move stuff. I think actually you're going to have to go there, and I'm going to have to move this table. Now, I've also had a bit of a nightmare. I've ripped my shorts. So if you wonder why I suddenly create a tail and this starts dangling down, I am aware because I have ripped the drawstring completely out. I don't know how I've done it, but I'm too stubborn to go and change them because I have absolutely no shame doing these videos. And it's too hot up in here to put trousers on today. So this is where it gets risky. There's a big drop just down on here. Now I need to get this over. Now we are in the process of sorting out bits and pieces underneath here because I've got boxes underneath here from different reviews. We've got sets that have been smashed by cats. There's all sorts of good stuff underneath all of the tables, but I just need to get enough space to push this over. And obviously, I do not want to smash stuff. So what can we do? Right, that is touching. That actually went a lot easier than I thought it was going to do. Now, where my hand is, well, you can see, I've got a hand's width of space here, but we've got the wood from here. Now, obviously I've got the shadow box and everything on it. I should take it all off. I won't, but I should. Because I wonder if I can just be really silly. Will it go with it? It will. I don't know what you can see. I can see that. Oh, I'm being so silly. Right, there you go. You're in prime location for the shadow box now. So the shadow box is at a bit of an L because I'm pulling the bottom of these forward. But don't forget there's a gap behind it, and that gap is big enough that it will, if it wants to, fall down. Now, there's the stands. So that's a bonus. So we're missing the 2 gargoyles, so they'll be behind here somewhere. That actually needs to move. That needs to move. I need to be able to grab this. Oh no, that is not pulling the shadow box forward. It's moving, but it's not moving the shadow box, so we don't want that. Oh no, we might be all right. It's actually not all the way back, so it might not look as dramatic on camera, but there is quite a half decent gap behind there. It's definitely moving. No, we've still got, yeah, so that's how much it's moved on the one side, that's how much it's moved on the other. Because you can see where it's white here, obviously there's 3 studs and there's more studs behind it, so if we can get it forward to then push the base plate behind it backwards, like that for example. No, at the moment it's a no, but we still have a little bit more we could do. So worst case it doesn't work and I cry. Oh, I wasn't watching. How much did that just move? Right, that is as far forward as that one will go. Ooh, right. How many times am I going to go up and down these loft ladders? You know what? I wasn't actually. that's how stupid I am. I wasn't keeping my eye on the tumbler, and the wheel is actually overhanging the back. Luckily, it's sturdy enough that it doesn't move. But that's the one problem that it might create when I put the vehicles up top. I won't then be able to prop the vehicles against the wall potentially. So we might have to do something else. But this is coming. Trying to. Oh no, we're stuck on. What are we stuck on? No, of course we are. Stuck on a bit of Lego. What is down here? How did that end up there? So we've got newspaper. We've actually got a couple of elements down here. So something's been knocked off. Oh, so I knocked all of this off this morning as well, did I? Whoops. Don't know what you can see, but we've got. Oh, I couldn't have done. Ninjago newspapers are in the way. It's exciting. Some really tight. It's like it. Ah, okay. All right, carrying on. That's it. That's all it's got to give. So. Can I get oh, I am so close. How much does this overhang by? Oh, I don't know. Can I make that work? because this side I can. So I am hanging over the front by this amount of studs. That isn't a problem, but am I over this bit? Because that would be a problem, because this is where the loft goes. Now this is the same height, luckily, as it. So that does, look, that's 32. That's 32 studs. That gets pushed back. So obviously I will put something behind there so it doesn't flex the base plate too much, but we can. And then we can have a road down the middle. As long... I can't eyeball that, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I can't chisel it away anymore, so I'm not too sure. It has to work. That'll be fine. That side would be okay. And this side, look, we've got loads of room from the leg. It's just this bit. And for whatever reason, this bit, that bit is almost level. This is how much the floor drops away, look. So this bit's almost level. This bit, you've got a massive drop. I'm going to have to put some spare base plates underneath that so it doesn't have a flex. Luckily, Jay's Toy Collection UK has saved the day on that without even realising, because I have got a couple of spare base plates I didn't know what I was going to do with. Now I do, so I can potentially prop those up. Right, so can I get this absolutely breathtaking bank? Again, that's going to have a couple of base plates underneath it, because I do not like the way that is bending underneath that. We do not want that. Are we to the stud or not? I think it's going to have. I think the bank's going to have to go out to go back in, I think. And yes, I am now currently stood on a wardrobe. Just so you know, currently stood on a wardrobe, on a ladder, hands-free, with one of the most beautiful modulars. It is outstanding, this thing. How it had such a short run and it didn't sell very well, I don't know. The chandelier on the inside of this is naughty. Right, alright, that's the trick. So it's got to go up straight. If it goes up straight, like so, I've got quite a bit of a gap at the back there. So I need to get... I potentially need to base plate the back. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's another piece. Brilliant. Oh, that means the other one's got to be lined here. Oh, there's word of the day. That's the eyeballs. That's not good. Where's the other bit? I'm going in. I can't grab it. I'm being an idiot, I'm sorry. It comes naturally to me, I'm afraid. Oh, there it is. That's a bit I was trying to grab. That bit just there. That's one complete. I don't know where the other one's flung. So it'll be behind there somewhere. So when I get a little bit of wood in there, the DVDs would have been good, but it's not big enough. I'm gonna have to base plate this level. I don't know how many base plates that's gonna need, but I've got the old row plates. So rather than wasting base plates, I can use the row plates on here. Might have a sloping street. I can either try and raise it all up completely, but I think that's just going to be one. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the back. But this is the moment of truth, is will it fit? Because that is pushed all the way back. So I'll grab the... I'm not actually going to grab the bank because that would just be stupid. I'm going to grab a base plate because I do not want to risk the bank. How far back? It has to be in line. not being funny, but that is possibly the first ever time I have been spot on by a stud. Now the only thing I hope is the rest of the wall where this rests on is level. Now if that went higher, that might go back. And then the row plate goes down. So we can create two 32 by 32s, I think. But obviously what I need to just double check, because this room is not the easiest, is because this brickwork, all of this here, it's not level. So yeah, we're good. We're good. It's tight, but we are good. And it's a shame that I've got a gap there, look. So if I push this in, I've got more space there. So ideally, that brick was that, and I could go back by a couple of studs, but I can't, because whoever built this wall was an absolute pleb and can't do it. Now I better just double check it's not me being a pleb, because I painted this so quickly. I want to make sure that it's not me with the bubbles. Like this bit of the brick that's sticking out might be an issue, because what's going to happen is the side, you can see that's going to be a stud or two over. So it is literally to the stud to get this to fit. So I might actually have to chisel the wall flat, because obviously I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a bubble of the paintwork, which it could well be, and then or what. But I'm gonna have a bit of a play off camera, because this is already taken too long. Hopefully you guys can go find this interesting, because this is almost like a continuous behind the scenes of just how much of a pain in the ass it is in this room to try and get everything level, because you're fighting a slanting roof, angled walls with bits stuck to the brick. Pain. But week by week we are getting there. So this could be a game changer really, with regards to the amount of space that this has created, because what it's doing is freeing up it's basically freed up 8 base plates. That's what it's done, and that's near enough a table, isn't it? So we've gained a table because of this, and then we're going to gain space from the bits and pieces up at the top. Like I said, that is absolutely glorious. So let me just basically prep everything, because it's going to be a very tedious process, because this is also a worry. It looks like somebody's put expanding foam in here at some point. So I don't know if that's what it is, and it's expanding foam that's dripped down. So I've just painted over it quickly, because it's the bottom brick. So why would you care about the bottom brick until you go and do something like this? Now, of course, it would be easier if it went up at the top. But I can't put it up at the top, because I can't support it from that high. Because I guarantee you that part of the brick is flat. And I bet the wall goes like that. So obviously the higher it goes up, the more studs away it is. And yeah, we're good. So let me figure out if I can just get a knife or something, or there's a screwdriver. Actually, there's a screwdriver there. Let me do it with you quickly and just see what that actually is. I can't really see very well, so I'll grab a light and we'll have a bit of a play together. So this is now just turned into a bodging DIY how-to. I don't really know what I'm doing, because I didn't expect this would ever be a problem. Don't really think this is the... Oh my god. Top tip, don't look at the light when you turn it on. Now I can just see dots, because this light is extremely bright. There we go, see? So the problem is there. What is that? Yeah, it's just the front of the brick, I think. And then we're going to have a problem there. I'm not too sure what it is. But that is definitely no good for what we require. So that will have to disappear because that was in the line of fire. All of this is smooth enough. So that's okay. That's going to need another lick of paint, obviously. I'm not that stupid. I might dab all of that on as well. Need to hoover all of this up. Because I can be actually clever. Because what I can do is I can paint this back up. If I've actually got a paintbrush, because I wasn't expecting to do this right now. And then I can do the review of the yeah, that's just the front of the brick. That's all that is. It's not taking the brick. I don't even know what that was. I don't know, bubbles of something. It might just be reaction to something, or it's just something that isn't happening. But yeah, that's better. So that's what we needed to. Well, I had no choice. So yeah, I think because that goes all the way. Yeah, you're going to see it, which is going to be annoying. I think you're going to see it anyway. So I will give that a dab of paint because I want to do this. I want to do this properly, and then I'll get the review table out to do that, which then means that just needs to be sorted out while that's drying. Luckily, it's warm enough up here for that to happen. Now, I'm assuming that there's nothing bad behind this one, but as we're turning into a DIY how to bodge, is there? Because if you can see the size of whatever that is, look at that in the middle. So if I was just to push the bank, base plate, so we're just over on there, just over. What is, again, the problem is I don't know if this is twisted, if this is twisted or whatnot, but that is a base plate and a half, and we're only over by a smidge, but the back here we're over by nearly half a stud, so it's got to be resting on something. So I will chisel away at that as well. I'll get the paintbrush out, I won't bore you anymore. Look at that with a little bit of a backdrop, the light, see, all about lighting. It would look quite smart. That is a beautiful thing. So I'll get that filmed now, I'll let that dry, and then we'll carry on. Right, bit of a change of plan. I'm a moron. We all know this. I don't have a paintbrush. I used the last one and I threw it away because I thought, well, I don't need to do any more. I just need a few dabs. I don't want to bodge it, so I'll just buy 3 paintbrushes for £1 later on, or later on this weekend when I shoot off, buy a cheapy thing, dab it in. That literally, that tin of paint just there, dab it on and it'll be done. And then when I do, I'll clean it all up at the same time. So what I am going to do is actually work out the configurations. I said to you about having them in basically a road to nowhere. I don't know if we'd be able to have a street across the back. So what I mean by that is that. So I don't know if we could have it like that, but brought into the middle. Now, if it's brought into the middle, it's obviously going to create some space on the outer edge. I just don't know if that looked rubbish. So obviously the first plan we know works. The second plan is try and get 4 in, and we know that that is a thing. Now what we could potentially have is that goes like that. So I've just brought the bank back over. That then goes halfway, if it will go, halfway behind. Obviously that needs to be lifted up and slotted in, so that goes somewhere like that, for example. And we have that effect. We have the next one beside it, and we have the next corner unit there, and then what we have is obviously basically a street as a curve. Now obviously that leaves a gap at the back just there, and a gap at the back on that corner, but that would have just been a road down the middle. So do we just have a slightly wider diorama in the middle, or whatnot? So let me just, I'm just, as you can tell, I've just thought of this as I was getting the paintbrush. I was like, well actually, well, how can I do it without painting it? Obviously I'm not going to do that, but I thought, well, if we have 2 corner units in, so I'm about to grab the garage, so the corner garage one is the next one. Can we do it in a way of where we can actually get a tight street in with a road and still see the stuff behind it, or will that look dreadful? So that is obviously 3, and there'll be a 4th going in. So we put a 4th base plate just there, brought this one forward. Will we see enough of the next one? Because if we were to stand here, you might see quite a bit of it, and I think if you went over there and it was lit up properly, if I got off the actual ladders, you can't, I know you can't see the purple, but I don't know if it looks visually better facing forward or visually better inwards, because obviously it's the same space. Because normally I don't like covering any of the fascias up, but the fact that you can still see the front of that, I don't know. Let's continue this dilemma, and then I'll grab a light. We'll continue dilemma so you can actually see what's going on, and then we'll go from there. So now we have some light on the situation. What do we think? Forget the bank, that would be the palace, but it's just right beside me. That is what it looks like, obviously, forward. So does this create more of a theme park feel as you go down, and then you literally just loop it round and come back up? Obviously, that's going to be a little bit of an issue, because it's just going to be, I just have to put 32 by 32 base plate down underneath these, and then just basically redo that road in wider. So that'll be okay. But I guess the problem is how much of the back are we going to lose of the modular? Because obviously some of the sides of these modulars are lovely. Now you can't see, no matter how I get the camera, the side of the police station. So I don't know if that's going to annoy people, or if it actually looks better than going into a red wall. Now obviously these can be rejigged around. They can go to the other side. Obviously we can see the green, we've got the soaps and suds on there. It's a bit of the Easter egg from it. Now again, if I was to move the bank like so, which is, out, I say beautiful, that spins around like so and goes all the way in. You can't actually see the other side, can you? I don't think you're going to. I mean, oh, you can. It's just me being an idiot. I know it's smaller, but that's what you would see of that side on. And then obviously the road would be basically a road to nowhere. I think visually it's better the other way. I know we lose some of the modular, and I know we lose a little bit of, basically all we're losing is this amount in road, really, because it would just go there and just go there, because obviously that's the corner unit regardless. But if I spun that round so it kicked in, we lose where that bit would be for road. Then it's not a road to nowhere. You're basically doing like a donut shape, aren't you? Which is more accurate to a theme park rather than an actual city. So I think that might be the best way to go. But then that might throw a spanner in the works for a few bits and pieces. Now, it's a shame that we're not going to see the donut shop, but we know it's there. But at least we can still see the front doors. And that's basically, it's going to be our compromise. And then I suppose what we can do is I can keep changing the display underneath when we add different corner units, and then maybe do it a slightly different way at a later date, potentially. But that is there. That goes over, that goes back. And again, I've just thrown that in rough. So if I did it like that, you can see it. But you're gonna lose more on that side. So until I get the other 32 by 32 in, that is going to be a bit tight. Now I have just realised something, that the corner garage will go over onto that side. The cinema will go over to this side, because I will have the 4 main Batman stuff in the 4. So it's going to be the police station, the bank, the cinema, which obviously it's all individual dioramas, and then the restaurant. Obviously they're all different Batman related stuff. But then I've only got one modular, which will be the garage would go over to here, because this goes back up to the top. So that covers that shelf up. And then we have, again, this was Jay's idea, a history of Disney, which is again what I was unsure of if that is a thing, but I think it is at the parks, because you could just go around the History Museum of Disney. So that basically, this goes up to our main street. I'm going to have to build the roof on that sooner rather than later as well and make it work. But I think if I manipulated it slightly, it would do. But long way around it, we've then got expansion for 3 more modulars in that display. So I either for now do a 3 and 3 where we have the 2 corner units, and we basically just bring that and we do that, and that's it. And then when we get more of them, because obviously I could just do the same thing here, I could put the corner garage this side, and then put the next one in the middle, and then that side is the next corner unit. So that's, we could see it all that way. Or I pack all 4 in on here, and then we make a diorama on that side with construction crew. Because the crane that I want to get, I think is a base plate and a half in length. The thing's massive, which would fit in our road to nowhere. But if I just did this, it won't fit there. But does that look better? And then we add the 4 in at a later date, because now we've got the option to do it. And don't forget, we were only fitting 3 in anyway, because it was 1.5 and 1.5. But now we've got it where we can actually spin it round. So we still got the same on. And if I wanted to, obviously, I could put a full one. Well, if I moved it over ever so slightly, yeah, you could easily get, well, it's a base plate and a half wide, isn't it? So worst case scenario, we have an ugly half unit in the corner and you're never going to see it, which is, again, pointless. And then you've got another one behind there, which is just completely pointless. But we have that with that wiggle room between that. So I need to then put you up here, and I need to create a little bit of room down here. So I'm thinking all of this off my head now, because I just had that idea as we went through. Now we've got the pet shop, haven't we? Forgot about the pet shop. So that's an idiotic thing. But so the pet shop can go with the garage. Cinema goes down. Yeah, all right, okay, we'll do that. so that is there. That's out of the way. I'm not going to break my neck and stand on that. I think I've got a tail appearing. I think my shorts are falling down as well. But yeah, don't matter. Right, so this is the amazing restaurant. So this thing is fantastic. I am going to do a deep clean upload at some point, and I am going to speed me with the toothbrush, I think. Right. That goes there out the way. Natural History Museum comes out, up and on. As it stands, that fits there, and I think the roof's going to be higher than that, but I don't know if it's going to be higher than that, because I think if we move this, like I said in one of the other uploads, I think we might be able to get away with it. So I think we can fill it with Disney characters, and we should be okay. Right, so you're up there, down you come, and yeah, we'll carry on with this way. So we need this to come out. I want to try it with all four first. So this will come out. Oh, no. Don't you start doing that. Nothing has gone horrendously wrong yet. Don't mind you just unsliding yourself just to be a nuisance, but don't start falling apart by the loft ladders. I don't want to be doing another 3,000 piece pickup of stuff. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Always does it when you least expect it. You think, oh, it's going nice and smoothly, and then before you know it, boom, it's on the floor. Pick up those 30,000 bricks. It just laughs at me. Alright, so the garage, I'm taking a risk moving this now because I know it's loose. That's there. Right, the cinema, the restaurant then slides in here. So we can create a strip like so. And of course for the four, what we're going to have to do is obviously figure out where these two are going to be placed, because we need them kind of in the middle-esque. But the problem is with the restaurant, the doors are off centre. So these two are probably the most impressive looking fascias. I don't really want to hide them too much, but then at the same time, I really don't know if we have much of a choice. So, right, the garage is coming back in. Don't forget the garage is the cinema. So we have that. We've got the front door there. Now the cinema, actually thinking about it, might work better. It actually might work better there because it's the reverse L. So I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be okay, because this cinema over here with the shape of it, the palace, it's open. So we'll have, it's not chunky basically. So we should have more studs on the show. So I think we might get a bit of a better view of the door. And then we can just maybe, well, just basically figure out. But that is what that is looking like so far. But yes, we can get the four 4 of those in, so they do fit, which is great. Obviously I need to mess around with the base plates and get the base plates underneath. I'm not going to do that until it's painted. But yes, I will just put some base plates down, level it up. I won't bore you with that. This one drastically needs something doing to it, but as it stands right now, I don't need to worry about it too much. All I've got to do is get the corner unit over and get the cinema in so we can see what it looks like, and then we can go from there. So this is hopefully the last time in this upload that I will move this one. Yeah, he says in this upload, might not be today, but in this upload. But you guys and girls can let me know, because this will go live probably before I've actually managed to get round to painting the wall. So what do you think would be better? The road to nowhere with a longer diorama down the middle, or this sort of display where we've got these bits hidden either side, and then we've just got the palace which is about to go in right now. Now, don't forget, with the palace I'm going to have to take the top of it off for it to fit. So I have actually had to, if I remember rightly, I have had to do that before. Palace is on its way. Currently carrying it like a pizza. I'm about to walk down the loft ladders with it again, which is just the most stupid thing. And then here we go. So yes, you do see more. So that is that. So there's your chairs, there's your entrance in. Obviously, if we wanted to, we could just bring that over maybe to there and bring that over a little bit more, so you can just see the entranceway. Obviously, what you're missing is all the really nice tables and chairs on the one side, and then you are missing the building on the other. But I think that's the better way of doing it. I think you get 4 of them in there. I can take them out, I can review them easy enough. I can take them out and review them easy enough. Look what I'm stood on. I can't take them out easy enough. It's a right royal pain, but I think it looks nice. And yes, it's just overhanging ever so slightly on the front, but it's not in the way, so it doesn't matter. And they can be pushed back a little bit more. I just want to force them. I don't want to force them back, and then yeah, I just have to get a oh, hang on. I guess we would have to do something like that, and then have the rest of it done, you know what I mean? So it'll be this all tiled up. That might have to be cut to fit, because that's putting quite a bit of flex on this. This has raised that up ever so slightly, but the problem is I'm going to need I have to fit it underneath, I think. So I'm going to have to raise, I'm going to put this base plate underneath this to bring this up. Yeah, a little bit of food for thought for that. So if I take that back off, I really don't want to flex it too much. It actually pings the oh, camera down. It pings the tiles off. So you can just rest on there. That can go there. That can go back in the middle, and then that can be extended at the later date. So that is a very, very rough idea of what I kind of hoped. Why I went to get to the paintbrush. I think we can get away with it. I think that looks more camera friendly than what it did before. And if you really squatted down and had a look, obviously I could just take the front ones off and you can see them. And then that leads on to this corner. And we've now got options, because the history museum is obviously up at the top, which is a better place for it, and the pet shop, which I cannot see anywhere. Oh, what am I doing that for? I just pushed you back against something, and I actually had that card there, idiot, placed there. That's a super close up of my nostril hair. Pet shop. Blue, it says pet. That's embarrassing, isn't it? Just there, everybody, in case you were looking for it. Yeah, so that would fit on that back run if we opened up the other two and you just saw the pets, but we're not going to do that. But for now, this could quite happily, well, actually, it could go where the Burrows is, and we have a whole run of townhouses again with the pet shop in, because the Burrows is going to move. So that actually does mean we've got 3. That'll make my life a little bit easier, because it means we've got 3 full modulars. So if I just left that like that for now, because this is obviously the other way we could have done it. That goes in there like so, and it would have been like that. Now from here, if you feel like you can actually see all of it, but I just don't know. Road to nowhere, what's better? That way or that way? Does that look more of a theme park-esque type street where you just walk all the way around and like do a horseshoe effect? We just put a couple of cars on, make up a little diorama with some minifigures and jobs are good. And what do we do with that? And the next thing is where does this go? So I will now, before we start to mess around with that, because I don't particularly want to break it too much before I do the review, is I will set myself up for that. I just got to move the laptop, put the table across. And then I think we've ticked some of the boxes today, which is great. But yeah, I think the pet, nearly still on that then. So that can just go, see, that looks right. Because you've got the ramps and stuff in there, so you could actually hide, obviously, a car in there if you wanted to. So a car will fit on there, but this does fit in. So that is perfect for that. Now, obviously, if I left it like this for now, it doesn't matter, because I can get away with the next, because luckily for me, the next modular is a corner unit. So that would work fine. So that will go there, hopefully. And obviously there is the hotel that I don't actually own. Because of course the other option is we put the corner units back to back to have the street to nowhere, because you might see more of them. Because you might not lose it, because if it's the bank, for example, you'd see the front and you'd see the side from there, because obviously it'd be a bigger gap between the two. So we have got that at a later date where we could actually just put corner with a road to nowhere, and then yeah, we could go from there when that happens over a period of time. But I've been stuck in these loft ladders far too long, and luckily I didn't fall down them. So done all right. So that was all the stuff that we did last time. We've covered that. There's the cars. Yes, we've covered all of that. Yeah, okay, so Burrows. So if that was to move right now, that's where the pet shop would go. But I think I'm going to keep it there for safety, so I don't keep moving it until that is built. And then all we're going to see that from here, that does look very smart. Actually stepping back like that, and you don't see the red, that gives it that, yeah, okay. It just needs a chunkier base on the front. So the front two look absolutely, well, they look ridiculous. Now, ooh, well, that could be an option. Do we stagger, actually, as I'm thinking about it, do we stagger it? Just for visual. Can we do that and then push the other, no, you're not going to see anything. I was going to say push the other one back so you can see more, but that just covers everything. So that is that idea gone. So yeah, we have got that display. So obviously when I'm stood all the way, he says, back here, that's what it looks like. So you've got the nice corners there, you can see all the fascias, and then the back is just the drop. So that's the four I've always wanted to have together, because that is Batman summed up. And then the next four, well, they'll just be whatever. And then maybe they can go into a different part of the display. But yes, going back to the Burrows, I have hidden all of these, all the bits and pieces that comes with the flying car. If the burrows moved, the flying car would stay in there as a little bit of an Easter egg. Burrows goes in a green base plate, and then the pet store, like I said, just comes out. So I think the pet store might go where the townhouse is, or it can go just here or whatever, because it's just a random street. We could put it where that townhouse is, and then have all the monsters. Ah, we could have. Ooh, or we could put it at this end. Oh, do we put it at this end and have all like the D&D weird, like little elements and things where it looks like you can buy like creepy pets? Merges in, doesn't it? Could be the gift shop. Could it be a gift shop for D&D? That was the word that I'm after. Right, like I said, I'm tripping over myself, so I will get that reviewed now, and then we'll see what shelf looks. Basically, I want to position that the best way possible, because obviously the 66 is on pre-order, and then I think that's the Batman as good as we can get it until I find the pieces. Pieces? Are they both there? Oh, have I found them both by mistake? I have. Oh, good. Okay. So that is that one, which goes there. See how easily sidetracked I get? And then this is the other one. Oh, fantastic. I found all of them at the start of the video without actually realising I found all of them at the start of the video. And now we can... That's not even part of it, so that's just an extra bonus of whatever it's supposed to be. And oh, hang on, I've been a moron. Yes I have. I think that is there. Built that completely the wrong way. Yes, I have built that the wrong way, but that's complete. Good. Pressure was on, and I failed massively. Batman. That's the problem. Where is the Batman with the blue cowl? He's not down there. Definitely not down there. I'm sure he's not down there. I put my hand all the way around there. I could not see for love or money where. Nope, there is no minifigure down there whatsoever. Pass. Right, I'll move on to the next little project. See what the time is, wrap up the video, and then probably have a little cry. Right, done and done. Messy one that. I apologise in advance if you do watch that one, because this is really difficult to slide around on the table because it's very, very grippy, because I didn't actually build the stand because I couldn't be bothered. So the 66 doesn't come on a stand, so when I do a side-by-side comparison, that'd be a lot easier. But pulling it around, it kind of pulled some of the wheels around, but it's very, very sturdy. So box needs to go out of the way. We'll get this on the shelf over there. Now, of course, me being me, taking things far too far, I found every single minifigure I could in close proximity and threw all of them out the display. And then I've got no cars left again in front of the Batman shadow box. So that always happens. But we'll put everything back, we'll get this on the shelf, and then we'll wrap this upload. You can go there. I think that's where you can go. I think you can see. Yes, I've got a tail, but I can't really be bothered to do anything about it. So we have got, found him, the Batman animated minifigure actually fell inside of the 66 car. So that's not the right figure. So they are all in. So that is those four back up on the animated artwork, which do look very, very smart indeed. Now, what I am going to do off camera is I'm going to build the little stand that these two minifigures come with. So Christian Bale and the amazing Joker from this set. And I'm going to put them on the stand up top, the other side of the animated artwork, because these two minifigures are so good. They need their own place. So they're going to go up there for now. And I have another stand like that to build, and they will just go the other side of the Batman. And I think that will look very, very smart. And I'll carry on doing that with the other stands that are included. So we'll get this moved in, and then we're done. So all of that is back, and it is in the right place. I don't mean our Marvel display, I mean this stuff. I put all of this back over to here, so that did not take too long whatsoever. We'll get that drawstring out of the way. Now, to instantly move the minifigures, because I need to build that bit up, which I am going to do off camera. But Down we go, down we go, down we go, and that is the angle for that for now. So that will work nicely. Get a little bit of lighting around it, because obviously it's a dark thing, and it's obviously casts quite a big dark shadow. But I think that will work for now. We'll just sort of overuse the space to start with, and then we'll figure it out when the others arrive. So that'll be good fun. Obviously, we know what that looks like. We know what that's supposed to look like, and that's where those pieces are. That is the next project. So that is what I'm going to be doing literally right now. because I am now going to reset this table back up rather than trying to tidy everything up 100%. I might as well just get that ready. So I'm going to do an unboxing video of that now, and then I'll start to get it built, I think, because I want to get that placed with that at the same time, so I can use it for spacing, and then that will link into the area nicely, because that'll be the basically like a bookend. So we've got the Harry Potter bit, big tall thing there, big tall thing at the end. That'll link into the eyeball, because it's all trying to tell a story, because the big Lord of the Rings eye looks fantastic in person. Saw it for the first time built in the shop. What a beautiful looking thing that is. That will go there when that is obviously done and complete. And that's all part of the Lego Batman movie / Lego movies, because that is what that is. And that comes with the Welcome to Batman thing that doubles up as a coffee shop. It's a big thing, and that will look perfect full width across the table at the back. So that is exactly where that's going to go. That will be obviously a different challenge for a different upload, so I've got to keep your eyes peeled for that one. Yeah, there's a lot to do, but you can see what we're trying to do. So it's starting to look neat and tidy enough. So obviously minus that box in the corner, you can see what we've started to do. Artwork up on the wall, everything else, manor in, all of that in. Got to figure out which way that goes. Now, I quite like it. That way it shows everything. I know this isn't quite part of the upload that we've been doing, but as we're coming right to the end of it, I just got to think out loud now before we finish. Or it can go that way. And obviously you've got the pig bit at the front. We'll have the steps towards the back, or vice versa, depending on what it is you want to do. Because I think that's actually the front door, so it could spin around the other way. I don't know what gives a more impactful look, but it's not going to hide the track from there, but it's not going to hide the track from there. So that will all get sorted out when that gets built. So that means that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I think we've done all right in this one. That's been done. That's up. That looks neat and tidy. Obviously that will then get built, finished, and we'll put all the Disney minifigures with it, and then we can then just start to create this nice theme park-esque type thing all within here. So this basically now feels to me like it is just an empty land ready for the actual ride. The cast is there because we've got all of the Lord of the Rings and everybody else there. We just need to add the generic minifigures, put them a little meet and greet in, straight into the Harry Potter land, which when that's in, that'll give a feel of that. Straight over into the Batman, Lord of the Rings, part of the Batman display. There's a bit of an Easter egg to the Lego Batman movie, and then the Statue of Liberty, we'll finish that off, and then we can start to tidy this up. So won't be too long, he says. That'd be weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks away from getting anywhere near, obviously. Still want to get the D&D minifigures in. I've got all of those, but I've got the brand new D&D minifigures. I've got the full set, and I do not want to obviously knock them over until all of this gets base plated. But I couldn't base plate that in the base plate upload, in case you're wondering why, is because obviously I need to get everything else in situ, and it wasn't. Now it's almost there. Once these two come off, I can pick those up, put the base plates down, figure out what colour we're going to do for those. Might just go for grey, and then just add in, carry on with like the street tiling road over there. So that'll be its own completely separate upload, and that'll all happen with the Statue of Liberty. I think that'll be a good one. So either Harry Potter will be by itself, or I'll do the Harry Potter and the Statue of Liberty at the same time, because when the Statue of Liberty moves, that then leads us into a completely different upload with the Star Wars thing. So there is method to the madness, but I've just got to do it in a certain way. So guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll take you to the next one. Ta-da.